Last week, a Qatar court sentenced 8 Indians, all former personnel of the Navy, on charges of espionage. Now, this came as a shock to the Indian government, all the more so as Qatar rarely hands out death sentences. Here are 3 possible options that India could explore. The Indian nationals are all employees of Doha-based Dahra Global. They were working in their private capacity with Dahra Global to oversee the induction of Italian small stealth submarines U-2I-2. The company used to provide training, logistics and maintenance services to the Qatari Emiri Naval Force. They had been working there for 4 to 6 years and the company was praised by the Indian envoys. Captain Navtej Singh Gill, Captain Birendra Kumar Verma, Captain Saurabh Vasisht, Commander Amit Nagpal, Commander Purnendu Tiwari, Commander Sugunakar Pakala, Commander Sanjeev Gupta and Sailor Ragesh were taken into custody in August 2022. Charges were also framed against 2 Qatari nationals, one of whom is Khamis Al-Ajmi, CEO of Dahra Global. He was kept in solitary confinement for a period of 2 months starting in October 2022 until he was granted bail. Deepak Mittal, former Indian ambassador to Doha, met the detainees thrice during their detention by the authorities. Now, according to a report in the Financial Times, the 8 Indians had been charged with spying for Israel. There was no official word on the charges from the Indian side. Now, these are the 3 options to explore. First, the legal process. The case is in what is called the Court of First Instance. 4 hearings have taken place. The Indian government is going to help the Indians challenge the death sentence in higher courts and seek reprieve from the death penalty. In contesting the case, Delhi is following the playbook adopted in the Enrica Lexi Italian marine case. On February 15, 2012, 2 Indian fishermen were killed off the Kerala coast on the St. Anthony. India accused 2 Italian marines from the MV Enrica Lexi, an Italian flag commercial oil tanker, of the killings. The Indian government based its position on international laws, the Maritime Zones Act 1976, the Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure and UNCLOS 1982 provisions. Second, the mercy petition. The families have filed a mercy plea with the Emir of Qatar, who is known to give out pardons during Ramadan and Eid. This is also being pursued by the Indian government's help. And third, the political and diplomatic options. The matter has been taken up by the Indian government at various official and political levels. India's diplomatic efforts will be a test of its multifaceted ties with the tiny but powerful Gulf state, with whom it has worked to build friendly relations. Considering Qatar's newfound heft in international diplomacy, developing in the last decade or so, from hosting the Taliban's global mission in Doha to its current role in securing the release of US hostages from the captivity of Hamas, Delhi will reach out to Doha since both sides have high stakes in strong ties. Delhi will engage with Doha due to Qatar's growing influence in international diplomacy, exemplified by hosting the Taliban and its role in freeing US hostages from Hamas. Both sides have significant interests in strengthening their ties. Moreover, India's bilateral trade with Qatar in 2022-23 reached $18.77 billion. Defense ties with Qatar are also quite strong, and defense cooperation is an important pillar of the bilateral agenda. Sources said that Indian immigrants have a fair amount of goodwill in Qatar. In this, one of the workarounds could be the transfer of prisoners agreement that was signed in 2015 between India and Qatar. So what are the challenges now? One of the major challenges could be how Delhi negotiates the allegation of spying for Israel. At a time when the region is polarized amid the Israel-Hamas war, India will have a tough task negotiating the geopolitical sensitivities.